everybody, my name's Lena and you're watching Just Another Bookworm, and in today's video I'm going to be a double review. So I'm going to be reviewing Iain Reading's Guild of the Wizard of Waterfire and Iain Reading's Kitty Hawk and the Hunt for Hemingway's Ghost. That was a mouthful. Before we get started, don't forget to go down there and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Subscribe to become a a member of the Bookstars fam, and make sure to also go down there and give this video a like and check down below for the links to these two books so you can go purchase them for yourself. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So what I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to talk a little about each of them, and then I'm going to say what I liked about them and the overall storyline, and then I'll say what one I liked better and why. Keep in mind that these are all strictly opinions. I took some notes while I was reading these, so yeah. I'm going to be starting with the Guild of the Wizards of Waterfire. I haven't read anything really like this. If I was to compare it to anything, I feel like this might sound weird, but I feel like the style is almost like a Percy Jackson book, just the style. But the overall storyline, I feel like that mixed with like Shadowhunters and Harry Potter. The Guild of the Wizards of Waterfire basically tells the story of Memphis Gray, and right now their guild is really having some problems. One of their guild members passes away sadly, and they really want to find a new member to replace them. But as soon as they do, it looks like everything's falling apart and that they're not going to be able to keep their guild in the first place. This is super interesting because, like the Dragon of the Month Club by Iain Reading, they go on this amazing journey to all these magical worlds and ancient worlds, and it's just such an exciting, like, you're built up in such an exciting world, and I'm probably going to reread it eventually because I really want to be back there again. I felt like this was a very different style compared to the other books I read from him, from the Dragons of the Month Club and Kitty Hawk books. This is definitely a whole different style of writing, but I loved it. And this is probably one of my favorite books that he's ever written. I'm going to say it's probably my favorite that I've read from him so far. So if you're into like the magical yet like really interesting worlds, I suggest going to this book. Really glum at the beginning and depressing, but slowly their outlook starts to change on everything. And I really love how Memphis Gray, the main character, never really gives up. And there's sometimes that she might be faced with doubt and stuff, but really inside she's never going to give up. And that's what I really liked about the main character of this book, because she was so determined to keep their guild. I also really liked the character Flynn. I thought he was super interesting. I'm not really sure why, but I thought he was really interesting how the girls were sort of just drawn to him. I thought that was a really cool just little detail to add into the whole world. Next up, we're going to talk about Kitty Hawk and the Hunt for Hemingway's Ghost. But before we get started, I just want to say I really liked this cover compared to the other one. I felt like it was a lot more detailed, so I'm not sure what the difference really was, like in the artist or whatever, but it was really good. I really liked this. I really enjoyed this book, watching Kitty's character really develop through the entire story. So in the first book, we kind of saw her as more of just coming of age, like still like kind of like a kid almost. That's how I felt anyway, but as we get through the story, a lot more people are recognizing her as what she is, because she already had solved mysteries and she was like developing her career, and it was really interesting to see that happen right in front of your eyes. I also really like the illustrations that are just, there's only a couple scattered through the books, but there's always something. There. Like these, I think this is really cool, and it kind of keeps the character or the reader hooked. Even if they're starting like, maybe I should go to this. No, you have a really cool little message thing that you want to try to solve as Kitty's going. So I feel like a lot of this has almost like a Nancy Drew or what's another mystery book? One of those that like you want to solve along with it. That's what I felt like I wanted to do. Iain always keeps you on the edge of your seat with his books, and I love how he does that. He really captivates the reader. In every book that I've ever read of his, it's never seemed dry or boring. It was always very fast-paced, yet just the perfect amount of like pacing. So it was fast-paced, but it wasn't too fast. I also love how Kitty Hawk always seems to get herself into some kind of mystery, whether she realizes it or not, or if she means to or not. So it's really interesting to do that. So if you're looking for more of a magical twist on things, I suggest going for the Guild of the Wizards of Waterfire. But if you want to really, I wouldn't say lighthearted, but like a lot more vibes, lighthearted vibes almost, you could go to Kitty Hawk and the Hunt for Hemingway's Ghost. These were both very exciting stories. I highly suggest reading both of them. If you can get your hands on these books, definitely do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, once again, to go down and click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tell your friends about my channel because I really enjoy having them hanging around also. Thanks for watching. Bye!